Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the counselor's office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Scholars! That's right. Some people I wonder why I keep saying that and why I say scholars. I say it all the time and I'll say it again. Scholars. Or
Scholars. Wait, what the hell?
Scholars. Attention, all scholars. Please take a seat. Take a seat. Bungie, you also please come to the office. Come to the office. You are needed. That's right. You're in trouble, Bungie. You're in trouble. That's right. Take a seat here, please.
I know that pisses people off. Like, some people don't like the audio. I don't give a shit. I like it. I'm cringe. I accept it. I'm a millennial. If this is the cringe that I am, just know that 90% of content that's being put out in media is cringier than hell because it's people my age that are just stupid. They make the most garbage of garbage. And you know what? I apologize. On behalf of all millennials, I apologize that we are so cringe. I'm like mediocre cringe, but there are people that take it to a whole new level. So I apologize in response to all the cringe from my generation. I'm sure in video games there's a lot of cringe because of my generation. I apologize. I can only take so many sins of my generation. I'm sorry. I apologize. Anyways, what we need from Bungie is a freaking apology because they are in the limelight. You know, it's funny that Bungie comes out and says, hey, we're making the portal. We're allowing you to farm infinitely, to do whatever activity, even though like 90% of the 90% of the world itself is sunsets. It literally grayed out like this is a graveyard now. 90% of the content in which you played is gone or not useful, should I say. It's still there, but there's no reason to do it. Like, you get nothing of value from these anymore unless you want to chase some weapons. You know, outside of that, armor, this entire space, all armor in this space, useless, pointless, dead. Anyways, one of Bungie's biggest things is they want you to use the portal to do the power grind and grind your way up, which, by the way, I personally hate the power grind. It is the most artificial bullshit thing to do. The grind should be trying to get the god rolls that you want to do. That's my general consensus. And I think a fair thing would be forcing players to have to do the world tiers. You unlock the tiers of armor based on the world tier, not the power grind bullshit you have to do. Like, oh, you have to do tier 4, tier 5, because that's how Diablo works. Diablo is you grind up, you do take on the world tier, then you go to the next world tier. But instead, Bungie says, hey, we have 30. That's right. I counted 30 activities, not including Crucible. 30 activities. Farm these as much as you want for this absurd power grind. So people were farming Encore over and over and over and over and over again. Why? Because it was the best in slot mission. It was also the most efficient to circumvent the bad power grind that is in the game right now. This is probably one of the worst power grinds we've ever had. It is so egregious and unfun. But in order to do the fun things like Grandmaster and even the new Ultimate mode that will release in like 3 months, you have to have the power cap of 450. That's right. You have to do 450. So people are grinding in order to do that. And getting to 300 allows you the ability to get tier 4 armor, which is better than all current armor available at this moment. Bungie says, you know what? We don't like that. So things are starting to happen. So people are noticing like the grappler modifier, people being able to grapple across these portal activities it's gone. Bungie deleted it. Then suddenly the entire Pinnacle Ops playlist, not just Encore, but Hell's Fall and the Whisper, completely gone, just gone. This is what it looked like, just gone. Then Bungie finally makes a actual statement. They come out and they make the statement. We have identified an issue where the Encore mission is substantially easier to complete and dropping higher quality rewards than intended with Pinnacle Ops. As such, we have disabled the Encore mission within Pinnacle Ops and the grappler modifier within the portal. These will be re-enabled at the future. By the way, they don't explain why this is disabled. They don't explain why the grappler modifier, and let's hold on to that for 2 seconds. Bungie, in their live stream, showcased this grappler modifier. They showcased this as like a really cool, fun modifier while you watch them grapple infinitely in the mission that they're farming. They're playing on screen. So it was working as intended. It was working the way that Bungie had advertised it. Yet they have suddenly decided we're going to disable this for now because everyone's using it, which is the whole point. That was the whole point. They literally, that was their selling point inside their own dev stream. They literally showed you in their dev stream this modifier as a way to sell the portal and the modifiers as something to be exciting. And they, not even 2 days, and they remove that. Because guys, you're having too much fun. Guys, you're going too fast. Guys, you're playing the way that you want to play. Let's keep going. Let's keep going on this, and then we'll give some actual feedback on what they need to do in the future. Just these people are like, oh, you can't criticize because you're not giving feedback at the same time. By the way, you can criticize. It's not my job to try to give them a solution to fix their own damn game. It is my job as a consumer to criticize a bad product or how they're running something, and it's up for them to decide and figure it out. Like, I'm not a developer, so why am I having to try to tell them what they need to do? Criticizing is pointing out the flaws and then letting them learn from the flaws and then come up with their own solution. But sure, I will give feedback anyways. I'll give some criticism along with feedback on how I think they should improve their own game, which would benefit the community. Let's talk about it. So, Pinnacle Ops, Encore. Bungie did not like the fact that you were getting a shit ton of power engrams. They didn't like that. You're going too fast. In fact, people were memeing on this. And they're having some fair criticism, right? Let's see. Cheese Forever. I mean, it's not like this power grind isn't already at insane levels compared to the plus 10 of usual. And players are already 300 plus levels because they grinded nonstop for days. Who is in charge for this? Casual players still wouldn't have enough time to farm Encore if it was left alone. Either disable this the first few hours or don't disable it at all. Letting people do it for multiple days just to end up disabling it is so stupid. That is a key thing to note, especially for people who are wanting to participate in like raid race. If your team or you were not, if you were actually trying to go for it, you did not actively engage because you had work or something. People who are actually 300 are currently farming tier 4 armor. Why does that matter? You get more energy space and you get the best stats in the game right now. Tier 4 is better than tier 3, which is all our current gear, and below is what we're at. So people like raid race teams are going to be able to min-max their builds at a premium. Whereas people who had work, who maybe didn't have time to grind out and get to the level to where now they can get tier 4, they are at an immediate disadvantage. Now we're pulling strings, obviously, because a lot of people are like, okay, well, raid race, what we're looking at like a top 100 teams. Sure, but it's still an inconvenience because it still benefits. It's like the rich get richer. If you're a content creator or a streamer or you're just Destiny's your life, you're eating good. If you're someone that obviously didn't have time to sit there and grind 2 days back to back to back to back, you're kind of suffering. Then let's go to over here. Let's right here. Let's read what people are saying. Miss Jesus, why? Jesus. I didn't see this. Totally understand that it's a tricky situation. Leaving Encore untouched and having all raid gear raid racers grind to 450 in 4 days would mean that the power grind would be over before it started. This hurts the player enjoyment long term and hurts retention long term, which is a bad. No. This is not true. This is not true. First off, this would not hurt players' enjoyment. It would not hurt players' enjoyment. I don't understand. What is this argument? What is this argument? It would hurt players' enjoyment. No, it wouldn't. Also, once you hit 450, you can now play the game. You can now farm for tier 4 gear, which is what people really want to farm. So this is a nothing burger argument. Removing Encore now means that people have already grinded to significant power, while others were planning to start today, creating some imbalance in those who are raid racing. Bungie is damned if they do, damned if they don't in this scenario. I personally feel like leaving Encore as it was for the next phase would probably have been the move so that everyone on the same page could going into the raid. But I totally appreciate that by leaving it here, the implication for retention over the next 3 months until power increase might really negative in their own right. Yeah, like this is the retention bait is stupid. Still, the main issue I think is with the portal TM. It's infinitely grindable by design. Bungie has encouraged people to play the way they want to play, and they know full well that the raid racers are going to play whatever way gets them the biggest advantage, the quickest, grinding Encore. And yet, when the inevitability has played out in front of us, we're getting this change to nerf what they were doing, play the way you want, except when it's too fast. This is great. I don't know what he was saying up here. Maybe I read it wrong, but this right here is facts. Bungie says, we want you to play how we want you to play. We don't like the fact that you are going too fast. We don't like that you are getting, you're grinding. You're playing the game how you want to play. Like, I don't know how to change this, how to cultivate this image of, being a gamer. People play a game because how they want to play. But Bungie's like, no. Like, we're not talking about cheaters or people who are hacking, or we're talking about people who are actually just doing the thing. They're taking advantage of all the resources available to them, and they're min-maxing. And there's going to be people that are going to do that. Then there's going to be people who find that boring. People who don't want to engage with that activity. That's their choice. But actively taking away a choice that was advertised as you have more choices to farm for power level, and then you are taking away that agency. You're taking away that agency from the players. You're telling them, no. We said everything's on the table, but you showed us that is too much on the table. We don't like that, right? We don't want you going through the whole thing. No. We want to make sure that you are padding our numbers for retention. We don't give a shit that you're having fun. That's not why we're not making a product that's good for you. We're making choices that benefit us as a business and a company because we want you to pad our numbers so that when we go talk to Sony, they see that shit. There's a lot of people playing, even though unironically, the numbers just keep going down. It went from 98 and it's still going down. Slowly, thousands of people are leaving this game. But hey, retention, right? We got to pad it. We got to pad that retention, baby. It's so bad. It's funny. Above, we want you to be able to farm infinitely. Players, farm those Encore. Too fast, man, too fast. That is so true. Okay, Milo. I almost feel like no matter what the activator choice was for the grinders from day one, if Encore wasn't in the rotator, there was a different mission, people would settle on that instead. We'd be seeing a nerf to that right now too, simply because it happened to be the thing everyone is doing to be most optimal. There will always be an optimal activity though. There will always be a strat that people settle on, and so will always be people going faster than others. And there's got to be a point where Bungie is comfortable with that because their portal's infinitely grindable. It's the fundamental design of the system. I don't know if this uncomfy decision now is ultimately the better of the two evils and will be healthier for the game long term. It won't be. It won't be. I don't think any of us can truly know that. We simply don't have the data in front of us. Yes, we do. We have historically, people complain about having to do power grinding. They would rather play for loot like armor. So once you get past the 450 grind, you can then play the game. I commend the devs for trying to be communicative this year. And I think largely the comms have been really solid. Yeah, nothing solid by removing the stuff, like removing grapple earlier this morning, and then removing the entire playlist for after 2 days, letting it ride for 2 days, by the way. Also, this goes to show you that Bungie doesn't even check their own fucking game. You can literally go right now. Let's do it. Let you, me, Bungie, come here.
Bungie, come to the office right now. Come to the office. I'm going to show you how your game works. Come on down, Bungie. Come on down. That's right. Come to the office right now. You're in trouble. That's right. The counselor's calling to the office. The principal wants to talk to you.
All right, come to the office. Principal, I'm not principal, but imagine I was. Let's go to the portal. This is your tab. This is it, right? Bungie, this is how the portal works. So what you do is you go down to the thing. We're going to look at Pinnacle, for instance. You know, it's crazy. This thing called Pinnacle, you're going to click it. You know, it's supposed to give Pinnacle gear. That's kind of what is in the name, right? You're going to get Pinnacle drops. You're going to click Pinnacle. And then if you highlight it, I know it's crazy. You don't have to do anything. Just kind of like scroll. You can like sneeze, like, achoo, and you land on it, right? It says this tab that says completion rewards. So the word completion means, let's go to school, shall we? What does completion mean? What is the definition of completion? The meaning of word of completion means the act or process of finishing something. So you have to successfully forward pass. You have to be successful in doing something, achieving some kind of action. So by doing this event, this activity, Hell's Fall, for instance, you get 2 rewards. That's right. You are guaranteed 2 rewards that says completion, and you get a bonus if you hit grade B or higher. So when we had Encore and it said 4 completion rewards, 4, it means you got 4 items plus the bonus drop, which means 5. I know 4 plus 1 equals 5. This says 2 plus 1. That's 3. Look at this one. This was also here earlier. We got 2 plus 1 is 3. And then once you're done, the bonus drops goes away and it's 1 reward. That's how it works, Bungie. This is how your fucking game works. So tell me, when you launched this, did you not like stop to look at numbers? Like, yeah, this is 3. This is 1 after 2. And then, yes, this is fucking 4 completion rewards. Either you are intellectually dishonest and you're lying, because you got upset that everyone is farming one activity and that's how you created it, or you don't know your own game and you ignorantly ship something without actually looking at it, going to show that you don't even play test your own damn game, which is probably some truth to that still. This is egregious. It's anti-gamer. You should have just took the L and said, you know what? Either it was an accident, we mistakenly bumped that up too much. We're going to keep it for this week. Enjoy the week. Just so you know, next Tuesday, these are going to rotate out. We're going to change the offering bit. We're going to change it up for you. Enjoy it this week. Farm it out. Have a good time. And then afterwards, you rotate, you fix whatever problem you need to fix. You let it ride. That's the solution to this situation. You don't fuck over everyone who is playing the game how they wanted to play. You fucked up, let it ride. Why is it that when they mess up with like buffs on guns, they're like, okay, we're gonna let the buff stay for a while. Like, let's say, for instance, Lord of Wolves was doing more damage than it was intended last season, but Bungie surprisingly let it ride out for almost the entire episode. That's kind of crazy how they chose to do that and letting players have the fun and play the way they want. It's crazy, but hey, they make this activity, they make this portal, which is meant to be refarmable. People farmed the min-max activity, but Bungie says, you know what? You're playing in an optimal way that we don't like because we need to pad time. We need to make sure that you spend a full 3 months playing this game. We can't have you being done in 1 week. We need you to continue to waste your time farming power grind, even though you're probably going to spend like a month grinding for tier 4 armor anyways, and then another 3 months when ultimate unlocks, you're going to grind that tier 5 for 3 months. But we're going to try to pad it even more. We want to make sure that you're still grinding power all the way to the end of the 6 months to guarantee that you pad our numbers. We don't give a shit about you. We don't give a shit about our company or our community. We don't give a shit about fun. We are a business. We don't care about you. We just want you in our door so we can pad our metrics to make Papa Sony happy and to make Pete his car garage happy, and every other leader that wants a big fat check. We want to make sure that we pad them, slap them on the ass and say, you did a good job. We have Jason Jones out there in the back eating a sandwich. He's probably jerking off to some anime porn. Who knows? There's a world where they explain why leaving it the way it is a problem for the long-term health of the game, which the player should be amended to. The player should be in favor of things which help the game's long-term health. Again, that's what the grind for armor is supposed to be. There is nothing that benefits the long-term health of the game if people don't want to interact with the shitty power grind in the first place. So this gets them back onto Bungie's side. They get people warning in the tweet earlier today, hey guys, this is really going to hurt the future of Destiny. We're going to give you one more day to do this, but we're turning it off X timeline. And they may maybe even make it a win for people by giving out, I don't know, like an emblem or something to appease people a little further. And bam, the sentiment around the change would be at least not be quite as bitter. Sadly, the sentiment towards Bungie is often so negative that I still even think the scenario where they did the above, people would still be crucifying them for just as much. And that's why it's so important to push back against the endless negative people in the community before otherwise, if Bungie has no upside to do things because they will get hate regardless. One, I think it's important to push back against toxic positivity that tries to paint all criticism or at least make statements that sums up the community which, to be absolutely objective, if the company itself is making massive negative choices towards players, consumers, invested gamers, then it is 100% justified that the response is a negative one. Two, the health of the game should not be determined by a pointless metric farming retention based power grind when most people who are farming Encore in the first place is trying to circumvent a horrendous, egregious system. I can't spell word for crap. The desire is to be able to play the game how people wanted to play the game, which you cannot until you reach the pinnacle of 450, because then you have access to grandmasters and beyond, which allow you to farm for tier 4 and then later tier 5. The focus of the game should be farming tier gear, not a generic number that is pointless. People will end up spending hours to days to even the entire season farming high tier loot, which should be the center point of playing the game. You are not guaranteed god rolls of armor. You also are not considering the amount of builds that one singular character can have now with all these stat changes. Add +3 add all other classes, and you have a crap ton of builds to chase and formulate, and you would spend plenty of time farming that, which matters more than what this egregious... Yeah, this music is just me. It goes with what I'm saying. More than what this egregious power farm is forcing players to do. The problem, the health of the game is not based on people over farming. The health of the game is not based on people over farming the power level. The health is based on the fun factor, which if you are forced to have to play a bunch of activities that are not fun to get a power level in order to play the actual game the way you want, that will kill the game. Players will stop investing in this game before they even get to the high tier loot. We need to stop babying Bungie, who has a history of doing everything from lying, deceiving, misleading, and going back on what they say for their own best interest. The amount of time gating, the amount of stealth nerfs, the amount of effort not put into the game itself. The game is breaking. Console players can't even enjoy the game. Multiple parts of the game are breaking, i.e. Vault, VOG, duality, unplayable. Let's stop acting like people holding Bungie accountable for years of bad anti-consumer, anti-gamer gamer, anti-fun, and anti-fun behavior is suddenly not acceptable and is just negative. Sure will be negative when the developers lose more of their job because Bungie is too busy trying to do what's best for the business over trying to cater to their audience, their players, and making decisions that will end up pushing players away more than we already have happening. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. That's my TED Talk, chat. That's my TED Talk. Was I right? Was I fair? Y'all are some of the biggest babies I've ever seen. This is not a big deal. I've been leveling. Clyde 6. You know what, Clyde? I pity you for being such a loser. That's all I'm gonna say. You're not even worth the time and effort. You're just a loser. So I'm moving on. Hey, you want to fondle the balls of Bungie? Hey, suck them off, baby. Suck them off. Gluck, 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 gluck.
You know what? You know what's fun? Hold on.
What is this? Nope.
Is this it? Nope.
Is this it? Nope, nope, nope.
Nope.
Nope. This is what you sound like coming into someone's chat. You guys can't criticize Bungie. You're just a bunch of babies. Meanwhile, I'm coming into your chat crying about it because I'm a baby, Clyde. Clyde's the baby. Mister, don't criticize it.
That's what you sound like, Clyde. Hey, you wanna be a baby back bitch? Be a baby back bitch. The reality is it's not just the power grind. It's that Bungie's intentionally doing what's best for them and not what's best for the community. So listen, slurp away, but do it quietly. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear you slurping too much. Here, I don't want to listen to you for a while. Just bye-bye. Bye-bye. Go cry in a corner, Clyde. Clyde 6. Sorry, not the Clyde. We had Clyde 6, who's just a loser. Enjoy the L. Move on, kid. Shouldn't you instead buff the rewards for all activities to offer variety? This. By the way, Clyde, just so you know, it's the massive community is upset against this. So you can go cry to Bungie. I'm sure they'll slap your ass and say you're a good boy. Removing grapplers just salt in the wounds, man. What the hell? You give us the best modifier ever just to take it away because people are going too fast. Thanks for the update. Thanks for our amazing expansion. Okay, suck some toes. A bit weird to do this 2 days, to be honest, since many are already 350 power. Doesn't this just punish players that don't have the time to utilize this and put them behind the raid race? Personally, I feel like this won't be received well. Maybe disable at next week reset. Too much fun. More fun than we intended. I don't know who's having fun with Encore. Let's be honest. I don't know, like, I don't know who thought Encore was fun. It's just the most efficient. The sooner you clean house, the better. Bungie's company leadership, yeah, just at this point, they are speed running. Like, it's funny, Bungie doesn't like speed runners, but they are literally going to speed run themselves out the door. Just leave it. Anyone with sort of job didn't have time to no life it to 300 plus. This is going to cause a huge gulf in power between different teams for the raid. You guys have no idea what players want. We find fun and you all nerf or disable it. We find useful strategies and you all take it away. We will find a new game when Borderlands 4 drops. Hallelujah. You're right. Borderlands 4 cannot come faster. Leave grappler alone. It did nothing wrong. Don't old yeller my grappler. Dude, it's crazy. Please bring it back. Yikes, just got home from work. Now I get to be perma behind. Awesome, man, you stupid. Yeah, Clyde. Yeah, you are the minority. You're the baby. Just so you know, you're the little whiner. You're the little whiner because you're not actually bringing critical thought. You're not bringing logic, whereas we have shown why this is negative. This is anti-gamer. Let's see, what are people saying on the repost? Yep, they are becoming Lex Luthor. This is really, really bad decision. This allows players who farm to 300 an insane advantage to allow them to farm for tier 4 gear, while other players who did not do so are left behind and completely out of luck. This needs to be reverted. Your desire to limit people's power level to boost player metrics across a longer amount of time is going to explode in your face when the average player realizes their slow progress they made in 6 months is shot in the head and they're told to do it again. If you're going to do this, it should have been day 1. I feel bad for folks who didn't farm it because they might feel behind day 3, and I really didn't want to see the community upset. Hopefully it blows over. Dude, the community was already upset about the expansion as it is. This is just trying to take it out back like old Yeller. Let's not even think the problem is going away by disabling Encore. It's a fundamental problem with how Pinnacle Ops is structured. Players have been finding the most efficient way to power grind for 11 years. Should have spent the past 50 years of my life farming this. Say thank you, Bungie. Yeah, you got to say thank you, chat. Clyde, Clyde.
Clyde, come to the office. Take a seat by Bungie. Yeah, we're going to take a picture. Oh, look at Clyde by Bungie. Now, lift the penis up and insert it in your mouth, just like that. Yeah, good boy. Good boy. Everyone in the school, Clyde has officially took the first step to putting Bungie's penis in his mouth. Good job. We're
proud of you. We're so proud of you. We got a snapshot. There it is. Old Yeller. Gamers will find the most optimal way to grind. It's up to devs and studios to make sure these types of issues aren't present at launch. I'd be wise to just leave it until the raid race to give everyone an opportunity to grind similarity. MMO classic bungo. I'm not even raiding, but this is the most unfair advantage you just gave so many other teams. Please reconsider this. If it might be a while until you re-enable Encore. Can you auto-complete this? Mossy Max is over here asking the real issues. Hey, like, I kind of wanted that XP. I wanted that XP, man. What about my XP? I gotta unlock the battle pass. That's kind of funny. I'm sorry. He's like, hey, guys, you're all upset about this. I'm upset because I wanted my XP. God dang it. I needed my XP. All this talk of letting us game how we want to game. Everything that has been done since launch of this DLC has been the opposite. And anti-gamer, it's crazy. Tell me you're trying to kill the game. This hurts everyone. Those that farmed it and those that didn't. Yes, let's do the 2-day late and get people that farmed it an advantage to the raid race. Actual joke needs to be reverted. Play how you like to play, they said. Yeah, play how you want to play until you're doing good, son. Son, are you winning? Are you winning, son? Yes, Dad, I'm winning. Fuck that. Ground his ass. He's winning. You're not supposed to be winning. Son, you're not supposed to be winning. We didn't know. I ask you if you're winning, and you're supposed to be saying no. You're supposed to say, no, Dad, I'm not winning. That's what you're supposed to say. You're not supposed to have fun. You're not supposed to do anything optimally. No. Son, you next time I come back in this room and I say, are you winning? You say no, and then I'm going to feel happy about myself. There it is. It's just a pass. The battle pass is just a pass. Loser devs. This is going to be a good read in like 30 minutes. Absolute ass. That's Bungie with this expansion and their choices. It's insane. This has nothing to do with it. I was just seeing if anyone. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. This pretty much sums up the problem. The problem is not that people are farming optimally. It's not that people are taking advantage of a glitch. They're not cheating. They're just playing what was presented to them by Bungie. And Bungie did not like that. They did not appreciate that or enjoy that. And at the end of the day, the fact that they took the most anti-player, anti-consumer, well, not consumer. I mean, you're consuming your time. You are a consumer. You're consuming the game. You are giving Bungie your time. So yes, you are a consumer. It's anti-consumer. You're doing everything that benefits you, and you're showcasing that to an audience that is already diminished compared to this is the lowest expansion in years. Like, I think even Lightfall, Shadowkeep release. October 2019. Data, we love Data. October 2019. Wow, isn't that crazy? That's crazy. In October, there were 292 players for that expansion. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy that even though Shadowkeep wasn't that exciting, what about Beyond Light? Let's just Beyond Light. November 2020. Wow. Still more numbers than Edge of Fate. Witch Queen, which was hype AF. February 2022. February. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what happened at this month, but it literally came back up the next month. Like 1 month it dipped and it went back up. But like, yeah, Witch Queen. What happened there, Bungie? So when I say that you're wanting, here's my suggestion in my feedback to end this video that's been almost an hour long. Here's my feedback, because people want feedback. You're just criticizing them without getting the feedback. Here's my feedback. Your game's dying. You're not pulling people in. You need to make the game fun, approachable, enjoyable. You need to stop focusing. There was the whole thing, like your slogan, Bungie, building, I don't know why we're caps lock, building trust, retention. Here you go. Who remembers this? You got to build first trust. You're trying to do these two without this right here. You need to do trust. How do you build trust? First off, you try to make the game fun, which guess what? You're building trust and retention together when you do things that benefit your gamers. You're making it fun and enjoyable, exciting to go back to. Personally, I think sets are a great step in the direction. I think the stats are. I know there's people in the community that don't, but I'm talking about me. So here's my feedback. You have this absolute Giga Chad, change that is benefiting you. People are going to grind. They're going to spend days and hours grinding for set bonuses and tier 5 armor and the rolls to fit each one. Like, I could see myself farming with good set bonuses, 4 different sets for every character. That also is based on 1 set. If you have 3 sets, then that's 4 builds per set. That's like 12 sets that I have to farm for the perfect stats to build into my build. Like, the play time is there, but you are gatekeeping your own success, Bungie. Remove the shitty power grind. Make it 100 50 for seasonal, 50 for just playing the game. That's how you do it, Bungie. You don't do this dragged out process that's boring and unfun. You just do this baby steps, power level, and then you let people get right into the gate of farming and playing the game how they want to play. And if the lower it is, that means the threshold is not going to be that gatekeepy, so that casuals can play it, that veterans can play it, and that your new players can play it. They can jump in, grind to the power level, and then jump in and play however they want. If people want that difficulty, they can go for tier 5. For people who can't, they can at least go for tier 3 or 4, right? You're letting people play how they want to play as soon as they can, allowing them to engage with the new systems. Like, you have it. You have the armor tiers and the stats. You have the weapons themselves. You can make people want to grind. People don't play Borderlands to get to level 20 or 40 or whatever. Sure, that's part of it, but that's not the game itself. The game is the loot. It's the loot chase. You have the potential, you have the diamond in the rough, but for some reason, instead of making the diamond front and center, you're covering it with a bunch of horse shit. You're literally taking you went out in the middle of nowhere to look for these diamonds. You've got a horse that's shitting everywhere. You scoop it up. Instead of uncovering the diamond, you're dumping a shovel of shit on top of it. And you're like, there's a diamond there. You can't see it, but go for it, man. Go for it. And people don't even want to spend the time going through that pile of shit because they're tired, boss. They're tired. They go through, they're scooping. Like, where's the diamond? I need to see the diamond. Where's the chase? All I see is shit. I see a pile of shit. Where's the potential? Why should I give a shit when I can go play? Who cares about the diamond when there's a diamond over there that's just so easy to get? I can go touch the diamond. The diamond is Borderlands 4 and it's coming out in September and I just have to play the game. But instead, we have a literal pile of shit on top of the diamond. This game could be phenomenal, but Bungie is so fucking blind and cock blocking themselves. They're so blind by their hubris of wanting dollar signs and retention bait that they don't realize that they're murdering the dollar signs. They're murdering their own retention. They're murdering their own community that actually gives a shit about this game and wants to play the game. No one is bitching because they're trying to circumvent playing the game. No one's bitching like, you want to play the game? Yes. But no one wants to sit there and force feed shit in their mouth in order to get to the ice cream. No one wants to sit there and eat a pile of manure to be able to enjoy that juicy, succulent ice cream that, guess what, you still have to work for. It's not handed out to you. It's not guaranteed. You might get chocolate, but you want vanilla. You might get mint, but you want strawberry. You're not guaranteed to even get the ice cream that you want, but you have to chase for it. And anybody that tries to defend this change is a dumb ass. You are anti-gamer. If you're a gamer and you think this is okay, you are anti-gamer. You are stupid. You are pro-stupid. You're not pro-gamer. You're pro-stupid because the changes that they have made is not pro-gamer. It is anti-gamer. And we're trying to diminish and say, but it's for the good of the health, like Milo, who's trying to be positivities. Listen, you know why people are negative in the community? It's because Bungie keeps doing negative shit like this. People are trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but every damn time people give them the benefit of the doubt, Bungie does shit like this. They take the community out back and then bam, a freaking shovel against their head. Every time people try to have fun, Bungie takes the gun and puts it down like Old Yeller. It's not for some confusing, like, why is the community so negative? It's pretty freaking obvious. And you know what's sad is that people enjoy this game. That's why they play. That's why they're still here. That's why they come back. These aren't people that are just shitting the game and hate their lives and, we're just all negative. We just sit there like, yeah, we go to the office out back and we sit there and we just like, yeah, Bungie, fuck the Bungie, Destiny's ass. No one does that. People are in game trying to play the game, trying to have fun. But Bungie, you are doing everything that you can to ruin anyone's experience. You are literally cock blocking yourself. People would give you money. I would tell you right now, you want my money? Make a game that's fun and exciting. Stop making it where I have to do these artificial things that aren't fun. The moment you go pro gamer, the money I whip out my wallet and I start giving you my money. I gave Warframe hundreds of dollars. And guess what? Am I playing it currently? No, but it was such an enjoyable experience. The devs truly care about their community, and overall it's a fair, fun system that they have implemented, and they care about making a fun experience. They earned my money. Hell, Fortnite, I've given Fortnite my money, but because they're so pro gamer, they're doing everything, providing so many options. You get to play all these different modes and how you want to play it. They're catering to their audience. It's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's not about the money to them, though it is. They focus on how can we make people excited for our game so that they want to spend the money. How do we get people in the door in the first place and stay so that they give us money? They make a fun, enjoyable experience, and you don't understand that. You continue to point, and this is not like the one instance. This is a stacking evidence. This situation is stacking on top, on top, on top, on top. Let's rewind a couple months. Right to the 9, they advertised it that you'd be able to do the dungeons weekly, and deceitfully, they made it sound like that. And then they changed it. Oh, wait, we're gonna time gate everything. We're gonna time gate it by like 3 weeks. And the community was upset because they had deceived us. But Bungie wasn't doing pro gamer. Hell, Ludapalooza, they time gated the chest instead of playing the game how you wanted to play and just farm nonstop. Bungie's like, no, we've got to put a cap on all this so you can't actually loot a palooza. You can't farm out these chests. You can't do none of that. It's daily. Sorry, we're time gating. We're limiting what you can do to farm loot. It's constantly these decisions that add on top of each other. It's not just one thing. It is years of shameless anti-gamer decisions from you, Bungie. That's why your community is upset. That's why the community is not buying your shit. That's why the community is so hateful towards you and so negative. It's because you are hateful and negative to them. You don't deserve love and support because you don't give it. Tell me a parent that gets love from a child that they constantly abuse. I'm passionate, man, because I've spent years playing this game, or this series, should I say. I like it, and many of us like it. It's an escape. It's a fantasy world where we have our real lives and we just want to immerse ourselves in a world that lets us escape the bullshit of life. But when the bullshit of life starts coming into the game, it starts making a toxic community. That's exactly what you're seeing. You're putting bullshit in front of the gym. Bungie, you're going to kill your game and you're going to get laid off. And if you continue to do these decisions that are anti-gamer, I hope you do lose your job. I hope people do get fired because you get what you deserve. I'm not advocating for you to lose your job. I'm saying if you continue to do these anti-gamer, anti-choices that benefits you and you continue to screw over and ignore your community, you deserve to lose your job. I'm going to say it. I'm not going to fondle your balls. I'm not going to sit there and have empathy for you. You get what you deserve. That's it. An hour-long video criticizing this because this is a long time waited. This is a buildup. This is stacking. They always continue to make these decisions that do not benefit the community, and it is absurd, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of Bungie consistently doing things that benefit them and not the community. You get what you deserve. You want a toxic community, this is how you get it. You want a community that's always against you and wants to see you fail, this is how you get it. The community does not like Bungie and does not trust them and does not want them to be successful. This is why. You get what you deserve. You do not treat your community, you do not treat your player base, you do not treat your consumers like a doormat and expect them to continue to let you do that. You get what you deserve. If you lose your job, good. You deserved it then. Sony, put the right people in position, because obviously the people making decisions in the company of Bungie don't know what they're doing. They're shooting themselves in the foot. Sony, you want to make bank? You want to be successful? Get rid of the losers that are making these horrible decisions. Throw them out the door. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Throw them out in the trash can. Put people that are actually going to be pro gamer. I buy DLCs because I want to review them. And like I said, I actually try to be positive. I try to go into a new DLC hoping for the best. I love Destiny. I hate Bungie. Those are two different things. You can love the car and hate the driver. And the car itself, like this car, maybe not this car. This car is a devastation. This car is good. This car is good. So many fun things, so many enjoyable experiences that I've had from this car. Hell, this car right here, I spent hours with this car. Oh, don't get me started on this car for the Forsaken era. Ooh, this car, absolutely phenomenal. This car, pretty good. This car has some good memories too. It was an enjoyable time. This car, there was moments. There were some enjoyable moments, but wasn't bad. Again, same thing. Wasn't bad. Wasn't bad, right? It was good. It had some moments, especially this. Oh, this moment with the Deep Stone Lullaby soundtrack. Mwah, chef's kiss. That was a car ride that I enjoyed. Sitting back and just enjoying that. Whew, that was an experience. We like to forget that this car existed. I'm gonna be brutally honest. We act like this is the car we gave away as soon as we could. Like, I think we all understand the point that I'm trying to make. The world of Destiny, we enjoy. Hell, I went back and played Destiny 1. Great time, great experiences. Is this perfect? No, every game's gonna have its flaws. Every game is. But there's a difference from having flaws and continuing to stifle innovation and potential. And when I say innovation, I don't mean like new mechanics. I'm talking about making things fun, pushing forward, uplifting your gamer. Bungie talks about making games that builds friend relationships. But what they're doing is making the game into a place where it's destroying them. You can't have your cake and ice cream and not putting effort into it, Bungie. You can't. You can't do it. You've got to go back to the drawing board. You've got to go back. You've got to build trust. The rest of the GDC that you did was some bullshit. You scrap all that. This right here, this is what you need to do. You need to build trust, and you build trust by being pro gamer, making decisions to make the game fun again, making decisions that benefit the gamer, not make them angry and upset, not continue to be deceitful, lying, misleading, misrepresenting things, going back on what you say you're going to do. You need to build trust. And that will lead into retention because you're making a fun experience. People are going to want to come back and play the game. And then you can worry about your revenue that comes from people staying around the game. But Right now, all you care about is this. That's all you care about. You don't care about this. Your actions, words mean nothing to actions. And Bungie has done nothing to change this. Their words mean nothing to their actions. And the king right here, this is the king. This is all they really care about. If they can get this from you, they get this from you. That's all Bungie cares about. Thanks for watching this TED Talk. Bungie, I hope you learned something from someone that is a dedicated player, someone who loves the franchise and is passionate. I hope you learn. And for the developers out there who have no decisions on a lot of these shitty choices, I do feel bad for you. I do. But I lose empathy for you when you sit idly by and you just let it happen. Like collectively, if all developers stood against this and these bad behaviors, things would change. But you'd rather quietly sit there and just, okay, it is what it is. And at some point, you need to be held accountable too. Sorry, that's how it is. But I overall, I just don't have empathy for Bungie anymore. And if people lose jobs, oh well, sorry. You get what you deserve. Unfortunately, the people that really need to get what they deserve is the leaders. And that's only going to happen if Sony takes over. Really, really. That's the only way that's going to happen is Sony takes over. So, yeah. That's me. I'm done. Peace. Have a good one. Let me know what you think. Done. Bye. That's my TED Talk, my soap opera.